Shake your booty. I'm trying to shake the bottom words. Shake your booty. Actually, I need to get some more green powder. Isn't it interesting? Like, I swear that I said that last week, but like, obviously, it needs to be like every 3 months. I need to get some more green powder. Not selling anything. I buy it from a health food shop. Green powder gives you those nutrients that you kind of don't get out of vegetables, because they're depleted already. And then I put some collagen powder in it. Debatable about collagen powder. I don't know if it's just a buzzword, like collagen this, collagen that, makeup's got collagen, everything's got collagen, food's got collagen. Yeah, don't know if it's overkill. Anyway, I try anything because, hey, Lavender, how you going? Hey, when are you starting your job at Woolworths? When do you start? When are you starting? So very exciting to get your first job. What's my first job? My first job was, hey, Rhonda, just thinking. So, Rhonda, we've got Lavender in the chat. Lavender's 16 from Western Australia. She's just got her first job at Woolworths, which is a supermarket here in Australia. Just one that's all around Australia, like Walmart, I guess, in America. So I was just thinking, what is my first job? Rhonda, what's your first job? So my first job, had to think then, I was like, tick, 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 tick. Lavender, Rhonda is my friend from Texas in America. My first job was working at Bayside Banquet. It's no longer here. Thankfully, it got closed down. Health and safety for sure. It was a pig. It was disgusting. It did like fish and chips and Chinese, a whole lot of mixed business kind of stuff. They hired me to make pizzas. Now, I was in grade 12. I was 16, 17, and I had grown my nails really long because I was going to go to the school formal. So back in the day, guys, we didn't have fake nails. We actually had to grow our nails. So my first job, Rhonda said here, my first job was working in a donut shop at 14. Right. Do you remember the name of the donut shop? So, yeah, I had these long fingernails, and I was making pizza, and I had to make the dough and then put it in an oven and make it. And like, I had they didn't even give me gloves. I said, do I have any gloves? I said, oh no, we don't have any. So I was making dough and putting pizzas together, and I had shit all in my fingernails. It was disgusting. And I was right on the street too, out the front of the shop, and all my friends would walk past and go, hey Dora, oh hey Muriara, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I have no idea what I'm doing. I hated it. Now get this right. Now, Lavender, close your eyes. Close your ears, sorry. Close your ears. Don't listen to this. This is very, very bad. Now, I was 16, 17, just finished school, hated this job, looking for another job. And I think I had another job lined up, and I wanted to get out of this job. And you know what I did? Instead of saying I quit, because that's very confronting for like me, I was very shy. I got my friend to ring up, pretend to be me, and say, sorry, I can't come in tonight, because we were going to go to a party or something on a Friday night or Saturday night, I can't remember. So I didn't quit. I just was just going to say I was going to not come in, right? And then she rings up and she goes, oh, hi, I'm Muriara. Sorry, I can't come in tonight. I'm not feeling very good. And then she just starts pissing herself laughing her ass off. And then she hangs up, and I'm just like, oh my God. So anyway, I had to ring up and say, hey, look, I'm really, really sorry. That was my friend calling. I was too embarrassed to ring it. I didn't know what to say. I'm sorry. I'm not going to come in tonight. And actually, I'm not going to come in at all because I really don't like working here. The conditions were disgusting, right? Guess what they used to do? At the end of the night, I'd help clean up a bit, and they would recycle the hot chips. So, for example, I was taking plates off the tables, and I was about to chuck hot chips that were clearly someone had eaten on a plate, right, into the bin. They're like, no, don't do that. I'm like, why? And they're like, oh no, we reuse those. I went, okay. Now, I was only 16, so I didn't really probably know how yucky that was. But I was just kind of thinking to myself, yeah, no one ate those, so I think we just chuck them away, don't? But anyway, that was really funny. Anyway, I've got to stop talking. I'm going to get to the beach. I know how to make killer cinnamon rolls from that job. Right. Interesting. I got my cosmetology license a week after turning 18. I've done hair for 53 years, along with getting counselling license at age 54. Wow. And you know what's really interesting here? So Lavender, Rhonda is 72 years old. Now, if you go look at her channel, Lavender, you will be amazed at how this lady looks. Rhonda looks amazing. She's 72 years old. She looks very amazing. There's secrets in what people do, right? And she's always she exercises daily. She looks after herself. She eats well. She looks after her body, her mind. I think there's some real value in like watching people that are older than us and have good habits, right? Because those habits we should, take on. So I love that. But yeah, I love also the fact that at 53 years young, you got a counselling license. Oh, sorry, 54. Sorry, 54 years young, you got a counselling license and now have a new world of life, right? Instead of doing, hair and, skin and stuff like that. So I think there's something valuable about that. Like, Lavender, you're only 16. You're just starting your life in work. There's plenty of time, right? Don't be in a hurry to do anything. Just try everything and anything. And it's never too late, right? Like people kind of, get to 30 and go, oh my God, I should have done that. I should have done that. You still can, right? You can still do it at 50. You can still do it at 60. I have a cousin who's 60, I think she's 67 years old. And she is still like doing university degrees and graduates and stuff like this because, she's always learning and wanting to learn more. It's not my first job. I started my own business at 9 to 17. Oh, sorry, 12. What kind of business did you have? I didn't know that. Rhonda? Sorry, Lavender, what kind of business did you have? Wayne Let. Hello. Oh, Wayne. Why am I reading that? Hi, Wayne. How you going? I don't know what I was doing there. I was like, who is that, Wayne? Hey, Wayne, how you going? So Wayne is my friend from New South Wales. He's from Sydney. How are you? Okay, so Lavender, we're talking about first jobs. So Lavender, as 16 years old, just getting a job at Woolworths, and she's just saying to us her first job was actually her own business, sewing business. I made bags, placemats, and table runners. Really? Wow, that's really cool. Do you still do it? I didn't know you sewed, Lavender. I'm am learning to sew actually myself. Because yeah, I think it's a really valuable tool to be able to sew. Rhonda, can you sew? And then we have my friend Bill too. So guys, welcome to the chat, Bill too. So we've got a few Australians in the house today. Sorry, Rhonda, you're like the little bit of the outcast today. Normally I have everyone in the chat is American, right? Or Canadian at least. And today, this morning, we have Wayne, who's from New South Wales. We have Just My Life, which is Bill too. His name is Bill, but we call him Bill too because there's Bill Myers. He's Bill 1. So Just My Life is Bill too. He actually used to live in Redcliffe, where I live, but he's now living in Strathpine, which is about 20 minutes, half an hour away, depending on traffic, right? Oh man, look at me! I've got sunscreen in my hair now. Whoops. So guys, I am about to go for a walk. I just had to quickly scoot up to get some petrol. I literally was on 0% petrol. So I finished. So I didn't introduce enough. Wayne, New South Wales. Bill, my life is Strathpine, and we have Lavender, who's in Western Australia, and then we have Rhonda, who is in Texas. Guys, she's in Texas, and we're just talking about our first job. So curious, what is your first job? If you want to share your first job, Bill too, and Wayne, what was your first job? Just curious. While I put sunscreen on myself, and then I'll drive to the beach. So guys, I have 34 kilometers left, give or take, left in 3 days to finish my 100 kilometers that we're calling Holiday 100 to stop the bulge. I will say that I probably haven't lost weight, but I haven't gained weight. So that's not a bad thing, right? Because over Christmas, traditionally, most people gain weight and then they start the new year already, with another, oh, this year will be the year that I lose weight. You've been there, right? Everyone's done that. So this year, 2025, January, I started the year finishing off on the first day of the year, Holiday 100. And it made me feel really good, the fact that I ticked something off already on my list of things I've done this year or accomplished. And I think it really helped the momentum of my year. I don't know if you guys, some of you guys have known me for a little while, but you've known that, I've done quite a few things this year, and they've been challenging, but at the same time, they've been really, really good for my mind, body, and soul. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that you know, I started the year in a positive note. I'm going to be honest. Previous years, I started the year hungover as all hell because I went out partying on New Year's Eve, hungover, probably vomiting, feeling like absolute shit, probably sleeping half the day. The first day of the year should be the day that you celebrate life. Like it's a new year, it's a new era, right? It's a new decade, not really a decade, but you know what I'm saying? It's a new time of phase, right? I know in America, you guys look from financial year to financial year. In Australia, we go from calendar year to calendar year. So January to December is our kind of year. Um, so it's kind of like, for me, it's a very special time. Like you should really embrace it. And I've wasted a lot of my, January ones being hungover. So I'm not like I'm a sober person. Like guys, I do like a drink every now and then, but I just realize that alcohol just can waste away your life, right? And like I always say about social media, it can also waste away your life too. So yeah, please don't be watching my live for long. Just click off and go live your life, right? I might do lives all the time, but I don't want people to watch them all the time. I'd rather you go out and have your own adventure, right? Um, but for me personally, it's been really positive starting the new year, ticking off something. I'm not saying follow what I do and do 100 kilometers over, 9 days of Christmas. That's not for everyone, right? But do something challenging for yourself on the first day of the year, just so you can say, you know what, I fucking started the year and I'm fucking doing it positive. Like I'm being positive. I'm starting the year with momentum. I'm starting the year with fucking gusto. I'm like doing something. I'm ticking things off. I'm gonna have a great year. Like to start the year hungover, vomiting, in a toilet, sleeping half the day. I just don't think it's a really great way to start my year. I'm just talking my own personal, you guys do you, right? I just share my experiences. I just think for me personally, that's why I've had a fucking amazing 2025, guys. Um, Rhonda was talking about in her latest video, guys, about that, 2025 or in general, right? It's been a really lonely Christmas for a lot of people, and Christmas is over now. We're in between, Christmas and New Year's, obviously, but it can be a really sad time for a lot of people. And um, I guess YouTube is a nice place that people can come and connect. And I've connected quite a few people, like for example, Just My Life, which is Bill. I've only connected with him in the last week through the Christmas period, so that's really, really been nice. Um, a couple of my friends have come to the chat I haven't seen for a little while because they had Christmas, a lonely Christmas, unfortunately. And because of the time zone, it's been quite nice because Christmas was over for me, but it was Boxing Day, but it was still Christmas in the UK or the States, so people were still able to celebrate Christmas with me, so to speak, but it wasn't Christmas for me. So that was kind of nice. But where I'm going with this was, you know, Rhonda was saying that she's lost quite a few friends, and I guess it's also the time and the age that people are at. Like I turned 50 this year, and I've started losing a lot of my friends. I'm too young to lose friends. I'm gonna be honest. 50 is like the new 40, guys, and it's too young to lose people. And so live every day like it's an adventure. That's what I do, guys. I live every day like an adventure because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't guarantee that tomorrow's going to happen. Tell everyone you love them because, and mean it. I'm not just saying, oh yeah, I love you, Lavender, like, just out of saying it, right? But actually mean it. Like, I really love you in my community, Lavender. Like, it's really nice to have you in my community, Lavender. Because, like, I think nothing's guaranteed. I might not be here tomorrow. Okay, touch wood. you know, my mum might not be here tomorrow. So, send some love to people, like, and spend some time with people. Um, and I think like that's how I've lived my life this year because I've lost quite a few people in the last couple of years of my life that, I've lost some of my best friends and it's really fucking difficult to have, not that person to talk to anymore. That person that you used to always go to for that advice, they're not there anymore. It's really hard. Like my dad was a major one in my life. I got to start talking. Stop talking. I got to start walking. Um, so I was talking about jobs. I got sidetracked, guys. Wayne's got my first job was driving a bullcock team for a museum. What? Driving a bullock team. What's a bullock team for a museum? Okay, that's interesting. Tell us a bit more about that, Wayne. I'm curious. So Bill 2, which is Just My Life, said, my first job was tropical fish importing room, dealing with quarantine processes. Wow, that's interesting. Did you work over at Burpengary? There's a fish import place over there. Is that where you worked? Oh no, you're from, I remember you saying you're from Melbourne, aren't you? Originally, Bill. So guys, I'm gonna put you down next to me because I can't drive holding the phone. Open the moonroof. We're driving to the beach. If you want to hang around, hang around. If you don't, that's fine. Like I said, go live your best life. Go have an adventure. We're gonna go and go to the beach. That's what we're doing. We're going to the beach. We have some kilometres to do. What I found yesterday that was really, really successful for me, guys, is I did half my Ks in the morning and half my Ks in the afternoon. I split it up. So I did about 6 Ks in the morning and I did about 7 or 8 Ks yesterday afternoon. And that felt really good because on my first day of Holiday 100, I did like 13 Ks all in one go, which is fine. But if you do that every day, you know, that can be really painful on your legs and knees. I openly talk about that I have a bit of a knee issue. But, I don't give it much light. It is what it is. Surrender to it. But, living with it, you've got to give a little bit of, what is good for you. What is good for me is lots of water. Drinking water is really good for your body, right? It lubricates the body, so it lubricates the knee. So that's really good. So I've been drinking lots of water. Hydrolytes, like electrolytes in your water, because if you drink lots of water, you're depleting your body of minerals. So if you have some back pain, I'm not anyone, guys. I'm no, doctor, fuck no. I'm no, anything, right? I'm just sharing my experiences and sharing my experiences with the fact that I have osteoporosis, classed as severe osteoporosis in my left knee. And how do I live with it? So what works for me might not work for you, but I'm just telling you what I do. I've noticed that in the last couple of days when I was drinking alcohol for Christmas, and I wasn't drinking much, I'd have 1 or 2 glasses of wine with my family members who stayed over to celebrate Christmas. I feel like the alcohol really dehydrated my body, and it helped. I don't know for sure, but I think alcohol, it inflames the body. If anyone knows, let me know in the chat. But I think that didn't help my knee pain. It actually aggravated my knee. So that with walking, and it aggravated my knee. So that made it was quite painful to walk for a couple of days. So what I've been doing is, no alcohol, lots more water, electrolytes twice a day. I've been elevating my knees at least twice a day now too. So when you put your legs up against a wall, and you don't even have to have bad knee problems for this, right? You should do this for your legs. It's really helpful for your legs, just circulation, to put your legs up against a wall. Google this kind of stuff, okay? Put it up against a wall. It's really, really helpful. And I put ice on my both knees just to help them. I do it for about 10 minutes on each part of the knee, and it just really helps my knee. But I've been doing that twice a day at the moment, and I think it's really helping. Like I said, I'm going for a walk now, and I feel pretty good. So I can see the beach in front of me. It's a beautiful day. It says it's 25 degrees on my little car temperature gauge. Just finishing off my green powder juice. So still doing my routine, guys. This morning I did a 10-minute meditation. Very, very good. It was about your nervous system, relaxing your nervous system. I think we spend, Christmas is such a high kind of, for me personally, a lot of high energy. There's lots of people around. I had children around. I had my niece around, my other 2 nieces and nephews. They were babies, so there was crying, and there was a lot. So I think my nervous system is a little bit overshot too. So it was really nice to have that meditation. And then I followed up with some reading of my book. That'll be the 7th or the 8th book. I can't remember. think it's the seventh book. So I'm really on a mission, guys. I've got about this much left of the book. I want to finish this book off so that I've read 7 books this year. Or was it 8 books? I can't remember now. God. So anyway, I'm really, really proud of myself, guys. I know it might not be a big deal for some of you guys that read books all the time, but for me personally, that hasn't read a book front to cover for like at least 5 years, this is a major feat for me. And the fact that the reading that I'm doing is all like, self-help kind of books about the mind. The first book I read was, what was it? Something about my brain. God, I can't even remember now. But then the second book was The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Holy shit, that book is amazing. Amazing. Oh my God. I can't wait to show you the beach, guys. It is stunning today. Absolutely stunning. There's people walking along the beach, families playing on the sand, kids riding bikes. They're probably Christmas presents. Beautiful. Love seeing that. People riding bikes on the road. Because, even though it's Tuesday here in Australia, it's normally a work day, a lot of people have holidays between Christmas and New Year's. So a lot of businesses close down, like a lot of chiropractors, physios, all those businesses close down. Your main services are open and obviously shopping centres. But a lot of people, if they live in that kind of work in that kind of industry, like for example me, I worked a lot of my life in employment services, helping people get jobs. So we'd close down between Christmas and New Year's. We'd have time off. Personally, me, I'm not closing my work. I am working a little bit, working a couple of hours today, but I work for myself, so I can do what I want, right? But I choose to work because, well, to be honest, Diego is renovating the house, so there's a lot of banging and carrying on at my house at the moment. So it's a little crazy at my house. So it's kind of nice to get out of the house. You're saying, but Dora, you're getting out of the house now, you're going for a walk. I know, but when I come home, there's a lot. If I'm home, I've got to help. Like this morning, I have to do a mission. I have to clean up the backyard. So guys, if you don't know, we are renovating our house and we're actually doing a massive big lift meaning we're actually lifting the house up and moving it over on the block of land that we're on. So that's quite a big thing. So Diego's at home with a friend doing a whole lot of work on the house, and we had to move the chickens. And you know how I've talked about chocos, guys? I love chocos. My choco vine has to be sacrificed. So Diego would love to do that, but that's going to be my job. I actually have to cut my choco vine. I'm very sad. Matt! Merry Christmas, Matt. I don't think I've seen you yet. Hello, mate. How are you? I've just been gabbing along. So, guys, meet. Oh, so you're a bricklayer now, Justin. Sorry, not Justin, Matt. Bill. Bill, too. Guys, a new person to the chat. Not a new person in general, but maybe you don't know him. Matt Launton, 88. He's from Cheshire, like the Cheshire Cat in the UK. So, Matt, we made a new friend. Just above you is Just My Life, 00. He's saying, now I'm a bricklayer. We're just talking about our first jobs, actually, because Lavender just got a job at Woolworths. We're talking about first jobs, and her first job was actually as a 12-year-old sewing clothes. So it's a little 12-year entrepreneur. Oh my God, I can say that right. So Matt, yes, Bill 2 is Just My Life, because Bill Myers, he's Bill 1. So Bill 2 is Just My Life. He's from Brisbane, well, where I live. He actually lives in Redcliffe. He used to. He now lives in Strathmore, so not too far away from me, actually. And then Wayne's from New South Wales. I think you know Wayne anyway. An oxen team. What is an oxen team? I'm really confused, Wayne. I'm not sure exactly what that is. So you were oxen team in a museum. That was your first job. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure. Not sure. Dora, I typed what a bullcock team is. Okay, let me have a look. Okay, I'm going back up. So Rhonda is saying, I can sew, knit, crochet, along with various other things. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to do for 2025 was learn to sew. And a girlfriend of mine was going back to the UK, and she sold me her really, like, it was still in warranty, her sewing machine. I got it, and in Dora fashion, she didn't use it. And then this friend actually came back to Australia because her daughter was unwell. So I gave it back to her to use. So I haven't got it at the moment. But I did learn to sew a little bit. She taught me how to sew. I mean, I learned to sew when I was in grade 8. So, like, I was like 16. I know, when I was, 13. So I kind of know the basics of sewing. And my mum had a sewing machine. But, as an adult, I haven't really sewed. So I really wanted to learn that. But that's all right. I'll get there this year. So maybe in the new year, you guys, Lavender and Rhonda, can give me some tips. So I'm looking for what Wayne did. My first driving was a bullock team for a museum. Now, okay, so what is that? An oxen team. What is an oxen team? I still don't get it, Wayne. What is it? Dora, I typed what a bullock team is, but I don't know what that is. I still don't know what that is. I don't get it. Don't get it. Shane in Stoppable. I'm on another channel. Oh, you're on another channel. Yeah, see, my friend Matt was always lurking. He lurks and then he tells me different channels to go check out. Okay, so Bill says, Bullock team used to haul timber out of the forest and were used to move goods across the country and back and forth in mud. Oh, okay, right. Oh, there's Mike. Hey, Mike, how you going? So, Mike, we're just talking randomly because Lavender was just telling us about her first job. She's just got a job at Woolworths, but that wasn't her first job. She's 16. Her first job was actually as a 12-year-old. She had her own business sewing and making things. So I was just asking her what's their first job. So Rhonda was saying that her first job was at a donut shop, so she could make really, really nice cinnamon rolls. Mike, I think you already met Justin, Just My Life last night, which is Bill too. And I think, Mike, you already know Matt Launton. Everyone knows Matt Launton. He's lurky. He lurks a lot. He's a lurker. Actually, you guys, our friend Debbie Sue, if she comes to this chat, please do not ask her a million questions, okay? I'm not even going to ask her a question. If I see Debbie Sue in the chat, I'm just going to go hi. That's it. Our friend Debbie Sue is recovering. She's been quite unwell, and we're so happy to see her back in the chats and the lives and stuff like that. But she did say to me, she sent me an email. She said, "Hey, I have been lurking in the back." Well, she didn't say lurking. She said, "I've been in the background of your lives, but I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want anyone to talk to me. Because if someone talks to me, I want to talk them back. If I fell asleep, I'd feel really bad." So she's really tired. So she just doesn't want to, have that chat back and forth because it can be draining, right? And I said to her, good call, because I said, if I saw you in the chat, I would ask you 20 million questions like, how are you? This, that, how's your Christmas? Blah, 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 blah. I'm my worst enemy, right? I talk a lot. Anyway, I'm supposed to be to the beach, guys. I'm at the beach. Look at me. I'm at the beach. It's a beautiful day. So this is 25 degrees, if you can see that. 25 degrees. Margate Parade. We're at Margate Beach. So my friend Bill too will know exactly where I am. So, guys, we need our tripod. Sound? Am I talking? Should I sing? Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Can you hear me? You can hear me. Okay, what happens, guys, is when people ring my phone, even though I have my phone on silent, when they ring my phone, and even if I take the call, if I don't take the call, it hangs up. I don't know, the sound goes funny. Okay, all right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We have some kilometres to do, guys. She's a beautiful day, guys. Absolutely beautiful. Normally I'm a lot earlier, guys. Like, you know, it is kind of holiday season, so I'm kind of being good to myself that, you know, you don't actually have to get up at the crack of dawn, Dora. God, look at that. Someone's got a major setup there. They've got a big tent. Lots of people are already at the beach down there. That's Sutton's Beach down that way. Yeah, this way is Margate Beach. Now, even though we don't have the, you know, the golden beaches like the Gold Coast, this is home for me. I love this place because I live near it. So tripod down. Let's do a jumping for joy. And let's be grateful for today. Guys, welcome to my local beach. This is Redcliffe, southeast Queensland in Australia. Some might say it's a shit beach, but you know what? It's my local beach and I think it's friggin' shit hot. I love it. It's safe for families to swim here because there's an island in front of us, Moreton Island, so we don't have the big surfy waves. If we had the big surfy waves, I wouldn't be able to afford to live here, so I feel very, very blessed that I get to live here. That's why I always say, you know, put my hands up in the air and I say, you know, thank you, Earth, thank you, Universe, thank you, Mother Nature, thank you, my gods, no, your angels, that, you know, I get to live another day. It is 8:48 a.m. here in Australia. I finished my green juice, pick up our tripod. I'm just going to get my backpack and we're going to go for a walk, guys. If you want to join me, you can. I'm going to try to do about 6Ks this morning and then I'll do 6Ks this afternoon. So I'll stay on the live. You don't have to walk with me. You know I'll walk anyway and talk to myself. But if you have something better to do, go do it. Like yesterday, Mike was putting together his last bits of his video, I think. That was the day before. Actually, that was the day before. All right, I've got my sunscreen on. Now, I've got a battery pack because I always forget my battery pack, don't I, Paul? Paul's not here. He might be lurking in the background. Okay, I need a hat. Keys in there. Electrolytes, guys. I need electrolytes. I need a hat. I need a hat. Where's my hat? Oh God, guys, what have I done with my hat? Lucky I have a million hats in my car. I have a cap. Oh, there it is. On the other side. Just bear with me. My car is like my adventure mobile. I have everything in my car. From hiking sticks to swimmers to sunglasses to sunscreen to my steel drum. Maybe at the end of this, guys, we'll do a steel drum session actually. Normally I do that on a Tuesday, but I wanted to, and I normally do a silent live, but I'm not feeling very silent today, guys. Let me just have some more water. Oh, like I said, guys, water is life. All right, backpack on. Oh, that's what I need. I need these guys. Who else we got there? Please do not accuse me of being a gymnast.
get your facts right instead. Okay. If there's a weirdo in the chat, you guys can get rid of him, people. I don't like people being rude in my chat, guys. Okay, so if you are here to just, be an asshole somewhere else. I couldn't be bothered getting rid of you because trolls, I just think, are idiots. So if they want to stay here, they can stay here. But if they piss off my friends, then I say to my friends, you can piss them off. All right, guys, we're walking. We have 6Ks to go, or 6Ks to do this morning. I think we're up 34 kilometres left. So what I'm talking about is I'm doing a challenge called Holiday 100, which is walking 100 kilometres over the holidays of Christmas. So I'm walking from Christmas Eve to New Year's Day. That's 9 days divided by 100 kilometres, which is about an average of 11.11 kilometres a day. In miles, people, that is 62 miles over 9 days is 6.9 miles. So that's what I try to do every day. Over Christmas it has been hard because I had Bellows Day. I had my mum stay one night, had family over, and then next night I had another family over. So yeah. Hey, that's a good setup, guys. Look at that tent. That's an amazing setup. It's going to give you a nice shade. I've been, some days I wasn't able to do the whole 11 or average. So some days I've done more, some days I've done less. Like yesterday I did about 14 Ks. So I'm back on track. So I think I've got to do 11 Ks now a day. And then I will finish. So, Bill 2. Seafood Lovers is a pretty cool cafe too. That's pretty popular now. That was open all over Christmas. They even open Christmas Day. So guys, I'm walking into Margate. Margate is just another suburb in Redcliffe. There's quite a few suburbs in Redcliffe. Redcliffe is the shire or the town, but there's Redcliffe, there's Kippering, there's Clontarf, there's Margate, there's Woody Point, there's Clontarf, there's Scarborough. It's a big peninsula. You got the bike riders. Like I said, it's got a really lot of holiday theme to it today. This week between Christmas and New Year's. This guy's got lots of fishing lines out. Lovely. So normally, guys, I'm walking on the beach, but because I am in the challenge of actually getting the kilometres done, walking on sand slows you down, guys. It really slows you down. So that's why I am walking on up here. I don't particularly like walking up here because, there are normally a lot of people, and I don't really like to film people. It's not really, politically correct to, have a camera kind of shoved in people's faces. Not that I have them shoved in people's faces, but these guys are running towards me. I should probably put the camera down or face this way. Then you've got people swimming. Is it politically correct to be showing people swimming? You can't see them anyway. But you know what I'm saying, I think you got to think about these things if you're doing a lot of live streaming, which I seem to be doing. I have to accept that I am a live streamer. I do really enjoy it. So stop hiding it, Dora. I really do like the action of live streaming and having the chats with people, meeting different people. I'm kind of ignoring the chat at the moment, guys, because it is a bit hard to see while I'm walking. So I'll stop every now and then and catch up in the chat. But I do have a couple of moderators in the chat, and if they would like to get rid of people that are annoying them or annoying off other people in the chat, you're welcome to, of course. They know that's what they do. Because as I said, this is a safe place for people just to come, have a chat. We were talking about first jobs before, and I was talking about, what you did. So, if you want to continue on with that conversation, love you too. Or we can start another one. I'm always open to different conversations. And I'll just talk about random shit anyway. Oh my God, that house is gone. I hadn't even noticed. So there was a two-story house there. It was rentable, like a old house. Wow, someone just bought it, knocked it down, now for sale. And Dora hadn't even noticed. It's got grown grass on it. Hadn't even noticed. See, this because I don't normally walk up here, guys. When I'm walking on the beach, you can't actually look up here and see some of the properties. Hadn't even noticed. Wow. And I've been walking past here for the last couple of days and didn't even notice. Interesting. I like this house, guys. I really like the old architecture of it. It's called Baininda. A house with a name, eh? It'd be nice if it had more plants, I think. It needs a bit planty. But I like the boat shed at the side. Because back in the day, you can imagine, this would have been all sand, right? There would have been no road here. And they would have just dragged their boat from there onto the beach. But obviously, development, roads were built. I actually live, I'm not going to say where I live in Redcliffe, just for safety. But I live in a pretty old section of Redcliffe. And one of my neighbours was one of the original people that lived in the area, and their house, it was like one of the original houses. And she used to tell me some amazing stories. Like, there was just road, like horse paths. People going up and down the road with horses and horse and carts. And then, cars were developed. She told me some amazing stories. It was really, really nice to, as a child, to hear these stories of, the olden days. Especially, I guess, in today's life, kids don't have any idea that, there was a different world before now. Like, there was no internet, right? Imagine, do you remember when we first got the first internet? Do you remember dial-up, people? My God, dial-up was like a nightmare. I'd love to know in the chat, does anyone remember dial-up internet? I think there's a few of us are in that era. Love to know. Okay, let me stop and have a look at the chat. Okay, Mike got rid of the weirdo. Oh, sorry, I'm getting groceries, burritos tonight. Ooh, yum. Hey, Cheryl. Okay, Cheryl's got here. Let's say hello to Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl, how you going? Happy Christmas. If I haven't seen you, I don't know who I've seen and who I haven't seen. So I'll just say Happy Christmas to everyone. Happy Christmas. So guys, welcome in Rebounding with Cheryl. Rebounding with Cheryl is from Florida. She's a friend of mine from Florida. She's also into her fitness with her name Rebounding. It means that she loves those little trampolines, the mini trampolines, mini round rebounding. Dora had one, still has one, but it's on the front yard at the moment. I'm trying to give it away to someone because it's not great. It's really for a kid. I need a proper one that's actually a better quality. If you're going to be rebounding, and I'm sure Cheryl will say the same thing, make sure you get a good quality one, because if it breaks, you could break your leg or ankle. So yeah, have to get another one. But right now, there's no use. I'm about to leave the house in a couple of weeks, or in a week. Crazy, oh my God. So guys, yeah, so anyway, welcome in, Cheryl. Cheryl, we've got a few people in the chat. I don't know if you know some of them. I know you know Mike, and I know you know Rhonda, but who else have we got in the chat? We've got Wayne. Wayne is my friend from New South Wales. He's not a creator. A lot of people that, sometimes are in my chat, they're not really creators, they're just watchers. Oh, Matt Launton. Matt Launton, if you don't know Cheryl, or Matt, if you don't know Cheryl, get to know each other. Matt Launton's a cool guy. He's from Cheshire in the UK. He's, zipping in and out of lives. He's always telling me about interesting people to follow. He actually introduced me to North Pole, Alaska, which is our friend Katie. Katie was in the chat yesterday, I think, or the day before. She's a great chick. She lives in Alaska, and she's also into fitness. You'll find her doing lives on her stationary bike in her backyard in Alaska. Now, if you guys know, Alaska's like freezing cold right now, in like lots of snow. And she's still sitting on her very iced up stationary bike, doing a live stream in her backyard, and there's just snow everywhere. It's mad, and mad in a good way. It's really cool, really interesting. So yeah, and he introduced me to another channel which is really, really cool. and I never remember it. It's some kind of animation. Some guy has this like crazy yellow truck, and he just drives it off trucks. I mean, like it's a little toy. And he's like driving it down roads and stuff. It's hilarious. Actually, can you put the link? Matt Lawton, calling Matt Lawton. I know he's working in another chat probably, but when he comes back, I'm going to ask him to put the link to the, I think it was yellow dump truck. I don't know, but it's hilarious. It's so funny. If you have like, you know, if you want to scroll, like, you know, we all do scrolling. This is a great scroll. It will make you laugh, and I think it's really good to laugh, right? Bye, Dora. Have a great day. Gotta go to a meeting. Remember when there was no internet? Yes, she remembers when there's no internet. Probably a less complicated time of our lives. See you, Rhonda. Guys, if you don't know Rhonda, you should check on her channel because she has some really good, valuable kind of tips. It's a very serious channel, but she's not. As I said, she's 72 years old, but she doesn't look 72. My God, she looks amazing. But her topics are more serious, you know, aligned. Not like my channel, where I'm just dragging an elf around looking at Christmas lights. That was my last video, guys, if you haven't seen it. If you have, excellent. I know Mike has. Thank you, Mike. But yes, very serious topics. The topic at the moment was, she only uploaded about an hour and a half ago. It's only a 15-minute video, worth watching. It talks about loneliness, you know, starting a new year. And yeah, I think it's really powerful, and I think it's really good to remember that, you know, we might be feeling good, or we might, you know, that there's other people that aren't feeling good. You know, I've had a few people come to my chat in the last couple of days, you know, feeling lonely time of year. And, you know, coming on in my live, I know it sounds really weird, but, you know, some people come to lives to, you know, to get some friendship and have some companionship. And that's why, you know, if we've got some idiots in the chat, let's get rid of them. I shouldn't say, you know, how I say, oh, just stay there, trolls, you know, they don't affect me. But it's hard for me to get rid of them because on a live, I kind of get sidetracked and go off on different tangents. So I appreciate when, you know, like Mike or Paul, or I know there's different people in my chat that will get rid of trolls because, you know, it pisses people off. But at the same time, you know, there are some people that you know, English is their second language. I've had some incidents where a guy called Heartthrob, I think he was from India, and look, he had a really weird sense of humour. And our friend Deb Warwick, who's sometimes in my chat, she thought he was being a bit cheeky to me, and she was kind of like, was trying to defend me. I said, oh, no. I said, Deb, you know, thank you for defending me, but like, he's actually just being cheeky, and like, you know, I have a bit of a warped sense of humour. I mean, you guys know I love toilets. That says it all, right? I love talking about number ones and number twos. One of my favourite subjects. That's why Mike's Adventure Sparks latest video about pooping in a camper is very interesting to me. So if you haven't seen that, you should go check that out. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, sometimes people's sense of humour or people's use of English, because English is their second language, is not great. So yeah, I always give people a couple of chances in the chat, and when he comes to my chat, I have to say to people, hey, don't get rid of him. Like, people think he's a bit of a pest. I say, look, and I just try to tell him, hey, can you kind of calm down a little bit, like, because people think you are a pest and they'll get rid of you. Actually, to be honest, I haven't seen him for a little while, so maybe someone has got rid of him and barred him from the group. Who knows? So this is where we're at. Mike remembers old phones. Cheryl's saying hilarious video, Mike. And Mike is doing some emojis. He's learned all these emojis because everyone was spamming his premiere yesterday morning. It was hilarious. When I was talking about knee health and, you know, walking, and how I help my knee health is also walking on grass. Walking on grass instead of walking on a concrete path is really much better. Better impact on your legs and your knees. So yeah, if you have, if you're walking along, you've got the opportunity to walk on grass, or take the grass. I used to do a lot of running when I was younger, and because I used to play a lot of tennis and running, and I think that has impacted my knees. And I wouldn't be too surprised, because I remember when I was a lot younger, one of my, I don't know, older, maybe a friend's father or something, said to me, just be careful when you run to Mutiara, because it's my real name, Mutiara. He goes, just be careful when you Mutiara, it does affect your knees. And I think he kind of knew that I wasn't going to listen anyway, so he just kind of shut up. But I kind of get it now, because when you're running on concrete, it's very jarring on your body parts, and especially when you're playing tennis, there's a lot of back forward, jolting back and forward, and that impacts your legs too. So these are how you end up with sore knees, right? Don't regret it. It is what it is. But that's why I'm looking after myself, guys. That's why I'm drinking water, watching what I eat, trying not to drink so much alcohol, because it all impacts or adds. That's why I do all these little potions. I take the collagen, which I'm still not completely sure if it's actually good or just a placebo effect kind of thing. Because collagen seems to be the buzzword at the moment. Everyone's got collagen in everything. Collagen tablets, collagen for your hair, collagen for your skin. So anyway, but yeah, I take the green powder, also helps. But anyway, I take vitamins. I probably take a lot of stuff that maybe is a waste of time. People say that vitamins are like just making expensive wee. Probably, maybe, don't know. But then actually, guys, yesterday in my live, it's funny, right, guys? So I was in a live yesterday. I'm starting to go to different places to walk. You guys have seen me walk in these areas a lot, right? It's my local. But I've been kind of deciding that at the end of the day, when I need to finish off my rest of my kilometres, is go to a different area of walk that I haven't walked, or I have walked but just haven't been there for a while, and take you on for the ride. So the last 2 days, I've had 2 really successful lives, guys. Not that this isn't a successful live, but it's good to do lives in different locations, in different time zones, to attract different people. I seem to just do lives in the morning, and that's pretty much when Australia's waking up. And someone's swimming out there, guys. Beautiful. Australia's waking up. In America, it's in the afternoon, 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, and in the UK, I'm attracting none of them because they're asleep. And so it's great that I have a lot of American friends, like Cheryl, Mike, Rhonda, me, a lot of people that are regularly in my chat, right? But I'm not doing myself any favours by not, live streaming at different times of the day too, just because, I don't attract many people in the afternoon. But I still do it, because if you keep at it, eventually, you might get some traction. And that's what I did. That's how I met Bill too. So I was doing a live in the afternoon, and I met Bill too. And I did a live the last 2 days. I was walking in Brisbane, actually. And I don't know why I haven't thought about it before, to be honest. It's nice to walk in different locations. And God, guys, I love this area. I should stop talking. There's just always such a beautiful space here. This is Scott's Point. It's a very beautiful place to have picnics. There's barbecues up here, covers. There's no toilet, because I always tell you about toilets. There's toilets down the bottom. But it's beautiful here to swim. That over here is Scott's Cove. That's one of my favourite bits to. Can you see why? It's just so beautiful. It actually looks very beautiful today. And that is where the secret rainbow stairs are that go through the middle here up to the road. I could take you there, but it always cuts out too. And I just don't want to do 2 lives. It's just annoying to have to start another live. think a couple of lives back, you'll see me standing in front of some rainbow stairs, and that's the video that you can see, a live of me running up and down the rainbow stairs, and there is a Dancing with Dora there. Oh yeah, so yeah, I've been doing lives in different locations in the afternoon, different time zones too, times. So yesterday I did a live, it was quite late actually, 5:30 in the afternoon. I don't normally do lives at time, but I was going to watch the sunset over at Kangaroo Point. And a couple of my friends jumped on, like Paul, Mike was there, he shouldn't have been there because he should be sleeping. Bill Myers was there, he should be sleeping also. But then I started getting like, Bill 2 came on, and then Justin came on, a lot of my Australian friends, and then I just met some other people that I, haven't met before. They subscribed, they're quite nice, they even come to my channel and looked at my other long film videos and watched some of those. So yeah, I guess it's, the point of live streaming is, it gives you watch hours, but it's also to make new friends and make new subscribers, right? That will watch your videos. Like a lot of people, okay, I'm going to use Matt Launton. Matt Launton, he's a live stream. He loves live streaming, loves it. I met him on a live stream. He might have watched a couple of my videos, but I don't think he's that into it, and that's okay. That's okay. He laughs at a lot of my shorts, my dancing videos, but he's not going to be one of those people that watches one of my long form 30-minute videos. It's just not his thing, right? So, there's different people you meet for different reasons, right? Some people just like live streaming. Some people will just like your shorts. Some people will only watch your long form videos and will never watch your lives. Or then you get some people that watch a combination. But I've noticed that, in my analytics, that I'm getting a spread now. I'm getting a spread of people watching my long form videos, my shorts, and my lives. But more importantly, people from my lives are crossing over into my long form videos, which is great because that's really where I want to be. I want to be known as more as long form video creator than, Dora just doing random lives all the time, because that's what it seems to be. Oh, Mike was just talking about barefoot on the ground. Yes, barefoot is even better. So I think you might have been on a live a couple of days ago with Bill. Bill, I believe he's in his 70s also. And morning. He's suffering from diabetes at the moment, and he talks about how he goes out in negative 30 degrees and goes barefoot outside just for the, I guess it's like ice therapy, isn't it, right? How people jump into ice baths, probably the same kind of thing, immersing your feet in ice. And Katie, the lady I was telling you about from Alaska, she also does the same thing. And so, interesting, hey? But yeah, no, I have heard, I was saying to Susan actually yesterday, or the other day before, something on a live, that I read that if you have a bad back or knees, that you should walk barefoot more often because it's better for you. You're getting better grip of the earth, getting more energy from the earth. There's a lot of woo-woo in it too, but at the same time I love woo-woo. I think woo-woo is probably the new age. Back in the day, we all believed doctors and that, we should just take drugs. I think we're all starting to realise that, the drugs that the doctors are prescribing are not always good for us. There's other ways, like actually addressing it. Like me personally, I had high blood pressure. I'm about to walk past this guy, the Gander. It's a shipwreck. It used to be a gunner. And now it's a shipwreck like this. It's a beautiful mural that someone's painted. The people that own that house paid for that to be done. It's really cool. Now guys, there's a good chance that I will cut out. I don't know why, but there's a bit of a dead spot when I walk through here. So there's a really good chance it'll cut out. So if it gets cut out, don't be concerned, I'm okay. Just the video cut out. And I probably won't come back, guys. I'm just, or I might come back, I don't know. Who knows? Depends, right? Just depends. we have someone new in the chat. Sup? Hello. Was it Bellop? Hello, Bellop. Sup? What's up? How you going? Sup? Chat. However, and we are, as you can see, we're in southeast Queensland, a place called Reg. Where are you based? Are you in Australia? In the UK at the moment? Or are you in the States? Canada? Alaska? You're from Mississippi, USA. Cool. Mississippi. Mississippi. God, what am I saying? Mississippi. Mississippi. So Mississippi. So is that where they have the steamboats and the casinos that are on the steamboats? I'd love to see that. I mean, I'm not really into casinos much, but I really like those old paddle steaming boats. They look really cool. They have them in Mississippi, don't they? Have I got the right state? You have a friend from Burnie, Tasmania. His channel is Radio Jersey. He's got a few channels. There were paddle boats back years ago. Oh, there's no paddle boats anymore. Oh, okay. Oh. From Burnie, Tasmania. Oh, so Tasmania's beautiful. Have you ever visited him? Or these are like YouTube friends? I'd love to know his channel because I had a guy called Declan. Declan is from Tasmania. I made friends with him on a live, and I was in his live the other day and he came into my live. We both do walking adventures. But yeah, it's nice to also connect with Australian content creators because there's not many of us, I'm going to be honest. I have majority of the people that I'm friends with, mainly from the America. But you know, I don't mind that. But it also makes it difficult because the time zones, like when you guys are asleep, I'm awake, right? And that's when I'm posting. So when I post, I don't get much traction at the start of my videos or something if I'm doing that in that time zone because most of my subscribers are American. So, you know, I'm mindful of that because, you know, I don't want to just have to do lives when my American friends are, you know, or post when my American friends are awake because, you know, sometimes you're in a hurry, you just want to post it and be done, right? So that's why I kind of need to get up, you know, start having a little bit more of a base of friends in Australia. I mean, I do have a good base. I mean, you know, we've got Lavender, we've got Paul, Susan, Declan, Wayne, my Bill too, I've just made friends with, a few friends, and like even yesterday when I was on a live, one of my friends, my actual friends in real life, I don't mean that, you know, you guys aren't my friends, but like that I've actually met and had a, you know, relationship with, and a friendship actually, you know, went out for dinners and hung out with. He was flipping through YouTube and he goes, shit, that's my friend Dora. So anyway, he jumped on your stuff and he goes, oh, hello, how you going? I mean, he knows I have a YouTube, but he was like, I wasn't intentionally looking for you. I was just looking at random stuff on YouTube and I was flicking through and I just saw your face and I'm like, oh, I know that face. So isn't that interesting? But it does, you know, like I'm sure when Mike did his premiere, you know, he picked a time that a lot of his friends were going to be online and a lot of his friends will be obviously the American market. But when saying that, Mike, you had an English guy that came over to my chat yesterday that you introduced me to. He came over and said hello on my chat. Then I went over to his chat, over his videos and had a little look. Now, am I still there? Because this is where I traditionally always cut out. It's still not safe. It's always kind of this whole region here. I don't know what it is. It's like these houses block the signal. Definitely when I'm walking down there, I always get locked. I get blocked. The connection just drops straight out. So in about 100 metres, we'll see the shipwreck, the Gayndah shipwreck, which is a gunboat that was brought to rest at the beach here at Clon, or Woody Point, I would really say. I feel good. No, 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 no. Oh, we need to drink some water, guys. Drink some water. Stop. Smell the roses kind of moment. It's 9:30 a.m. here on Tuesday morning. Bellop. So Bellop, what do you post about? We're actually 17 hours ahead here in Brisbane. Tasmania is, they're an hour ahead, so he's probably 18 hours ahead for you. So Tasmania, New South Wales, Victoria are an hour ahead of me. So it's 9:23 a.m. here. It's 10:23 for your friend in Tassie. So yeah, we're way in the future. Probably about 17 hours ahead of you. Crazy, isn't it? Oh, the time zones really does make it challenging. So like Susan and I are often talking about, these kind of things because, we're mindful of the fact that, we want to build our channels. And it's great that we have a community going in, America. But this is the thing, right, for Susan, right? Especially Susan, because Susan really needs to make an income out of this. Susan, her only income is basically selling chicken eggs. I mean, that's not a huge income, right? So, I always say to my friends, we really need to get behind Susan and really support her channel. And that's why I'm always encouraging her to do lives more, because it's just easy content, right? I mean, she has such an interesting house and story and background. Everyone would want to watch that. Not everyone wants to watch me walk down the beach all the time, and I get that. It's okay, I don't care. But Susan really needs to start making income. And we're always talking about times to do lives and stuff like that. And I just said, just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. But she's like, oh, but the American people, all my people that watch me are American time zone. Otherwise I won't have many people watching. I said, you need to start doing that. So we're always kind of talking about debating times and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, this is the Gayndah. She's called the HMQS Gayndah. This is what remains of the Gayndah. Apparently the gunboat was named after an Aboriginal word for lightning. So Gayndah must be the Aboriginal word for lightning. Lightning fast. There you go. Interesting, hey? But yeah, she's been here ever since I've known it. I came here 37 years ago from Kilcoy. So I used to live out in the country. And then I moved here when I was about 7 years old. And it's always been here. But when I was younger, you could walk around that. You could play on it, do photo shoots. Literally people would play on it all the time, walk on top of it. But it's really deteriorated over the last couple of years. So they've really closed it off. Probably about 13 years ago, I was able to jump over the fence. There wasn't even a big fence, and you just jump down there and get down to get photos. I should check out those photos and see what the difference is now. But yeah, it definitely wouldn't go down there now. That front, the hull, I reckon, give it some time, that's going to fall. It'll be very sad when that falls because, right now you can see it's a boat, right? But when that hull falls, you still know it's a boat, but the form of it kind of goes. So it'll be a very sad day for Redcliffe when that goes. It really will be. Hey, Heather. Sorry, mate, I didn't even see you there, Heather. Happy Happy Christmas, mate. I don't think I've even seen you say Happy Christmas. Guys, Heather's backyard is one of my mates from Ireland. She's from Calgary originally, but she's been living in Ireland for 2 years. And she does homesteading in Ireland, and then shows us different videos about Ireland. I mean, Ireland's a fantastic place. I mean, she goes scuba diving in Ireland. Never knew that because it's a thing. But yeah, that's my mate Heather. And we did a live together last week, actually, for winter solstice and summer solstice. It was my sunset and Heather's sunrise. We did a live together, side by side. It was very cool. Very cool. It's still connected. I know, crazy, eh? Crazy. Hello, butterfly. I love seeing butterflies. You don't often see them anymore because, they normally go around trees and, nectar and, plants, right? And, without basically knocking down all the buildings and just basically building these big structures when there's no trees like on that property. So, there's a whole place of, where birds and animals and insects and butterflies used to play is non-existent. So that's why I think when I see butterflies, I think joy because, they survived. Just like bees, poor bees. Bees are getting less and less and less because there's less place to, get pollen. You're jealous of my weather. Yeah, mate, I'm gonna be honest. I love my weather. I would never live anywhere else. I mean, look, I'd say, my goal is to live in Paris for 3 months, but notice how it's only 3 months. I don't want to live there forever. I love where I live, guys. And I think, when you move away from it, you get to cherish it more. Morning. I've lived in Ireland in wintertime, and man, that was cruel. I can see, isn't this beautiful, guys? Look at this. I think they call this a bird of paradise. Isn't that beautiful? Like the purple and the orange together. It's gorgeous. Yeah, that is called bird of paradise. Like Ireland, I can see, I remember reading some stats somewhere that Ireland has a high rate of suicide and mental health because of the weather patterns in Ireland. Like when I lived there, it was crazy. I think I was there October, November, December, January, like 4 months. And it was winter, right? When I first got there, it was like 1 or 2 days of warm and then that was it, done. You'd wake up in the morning, it was dark. You'd walk to work. I walked just around the corner from where I worked. I'd get there at 8 o'clock in the morning and it was still dark. And then I'd finish work at 4:30 or something, and it was dark already. Like literally, there's not hardly any daylight. It was crazy. I mean, I was in Waterville, so that's the bottom of Ireland. Heather is in Donegal, which is on the west coast of Ireland. You should check it out on a map. I've never been to Donegal, but by doing a live with Heather, she showed me her beach. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Way beautiful than my beach. I had beach envy, except that my weather kicks your ass. And it's not a competition, right? It's not a competition. Every beach has its beauty. I love my beach because it's where I live, right? But I do appreciate a beach and it looks so beautiful. And I can't wait, Heather, for you to do a live walking along that beach. I reckon you should just give it a go and do it. Send me a message when you're going to do it so I can, support you in the background. But I'd love to see that. I'd love you to walk us on that beach. I mean, when you think of Ireland, you don't really think of beaches. You think of Dublin and drinking Guinness, right? And the Blarney Stone and castles, sheep, green. But you don't really think of beaches. So that's why I just think it's, I reckon it'd be really cool content ever. So Seafood Town is another really cool fish and chip shop here. You can get alcohol there if you want to, as long as you buy a meal, so it's licensed. As long as you're over age, you can get ice cream there too. But yeah, they're quite popular. But yeah, Susan, we've been having some fabulous weather and it's actually not too hot. It's like 10 degrees lower than it was like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, it was like 36 degrees. It was disgusting. The humidity was through the roof. Like walking was like a chore. Today, it's 25 degrees. I'm sure it'll get a bit warmer, but it's quite nice that the humidity is not so bad. It's really quite nice. All right. So this is Woody Point, the bay. This is where I did the sunset with Heather. The sunset's over the mountains here, and the Sunrise Beach is on the other side where we started walking from. So this is kind of like a peninsula that drives around. So Brisbane City is just over here, behind this jetty. You can kind of see some of the buildings, maybe not. It's only a very small city, Brisbane. But this is the Woody Point jetty, or pier like people call it. People go fishing on it. My friend Bill too, that was in the chat before. That's where I met him when I was walking on this, on here, and he goes, "Oh, I know where you are. That's where I used to live." So that's pretty cool. I like meeting new people. It's always good. So bellhops got here. I think of myself as a little bit like Seinfeld. I really am about nothing, and I get on and chew the fat with friends. I love that. Love that. So do you do a lot of live streaming? So what is your name, Belt Lop? Do you have a name? Or you can call me, Bell call you Belltop, or the YouTube police, or Gaza. Okay, we're going to call you Gaza or Gary. That's way easier. I'll never remember your name. So I'll introduce you. Bellop is from Mississippi, guys, Mississippi. And he refers to himself as like a Seinfeld. Talks about nothing and talks about it, basically shoots the shit, right? Just talks shit, which is a positive, right? I talk shit all the time. So, Gary, you're saying hello to Rebounding with Cheryl. Cheryl is in Florida. So she does a rebounding channel, so a lot of about health and fitness. But she also does, she just recently posted a walk looking for alligators. She didn't find the alligator, but she nearly found it. I reckon she's going to go back another time and she'll see the alligators. So Florida's an amazing place to live. It's quite warm, right? It's lovely. Probably very comparable to where I live, to be honest. And then, of course, you know Mike Adventure Sparks. I think you already know him. You met him on The Source, you said. So I was on The Source's 5 questions with The Source the other day. Is that how you found me? Or I don't know. How did you find me? How did you find this live stream? Just curious. I always like to know how people fall upon my live streams. If you didn't know me, because I said I don't actually know you, Gaza, but how did you come across my live stream? Sorry, I'm way behind the chat, I realise. Let me just go right back. Oh, here we go. I'm not as funny as Seinfeld. Well, pretty much. I mean, Seinfeld was an institution, right? Are you more like Kramer? I liked Kramer, actually. Kramer was hilarious. All right, guys, we've had a bit of a rest. I might just stop here and have some electrolytes, do a bit of stretching, and then we're going to walk back. By the time we walk back, that'll be about 6Ks, guys. And then we'll have to do that this afternoon. I don't know if I'll do the same walk this afternoon. I think I probably will be in the city this afternoon, guys. Whoops, shit, backpack, sorry. I actually didn't have, look at this, how rude is it? Dora didn't have her, what do you call it? Backpack closed. Hide your lights. Oh, it's a beautiful spot, Heather. I do. I'm very, very grateful that my parents decided to move here. So just a bit of a story. So this place where I live, Redcliffe, is like a little sleepy holiday town. It's not, it's not glitzy like the Gold Coast or the Sunshine Coast, right? Which is comparable to like Miami or something like that. We're not like that. It's very chilled and relaxed. Back in the day, it was a country town. There's a big bridge that you get in here, so it's like an island. So it's a big bridge that joins you back to the mainland, which is like Brisbane area. But it is joined on up a little bit north that you can get to the Sunshine Coast. So there's only two ways to get in here, through the north or this long bridge. This used to be one of the longest bridges in the Southern Hemisphere. I think there's another bridge that's longer now. You probably can't see that. So it's kind of unique that it kind of feels like an island vibe, but it's not really an island vibe, if that makes any sense. But we used to go on holidays here. My dad was a school teacher, so we used to live in the country, which is about 2 hours northwest of here, a place called Kilcoy. Big cattle area, lots of farming and cows and shit. Okay, sorry. Just drop my whistle, guys. Always carry a whistle, guys. Why do you think I carry a whistle, guys? Anyone curious about why I carry a whistle? Oh yeah, let me tell my story. So we used to come here on school holidays from Kilcoy. My dad thought, school holidays, let's go to the beach. So we used to come here, and we would come here and stay at the beach, across the road from the beach, and we would come every August. So when my dad semi-retired, he's like, you know what, we're going to move to the beach. So he moved us here, and I'm very, very grateful he did that, and I love the place. I went to school here, primary school and high school, and it's not uncommon for me to walk down the road and run into people I know, and I love that. I was actually in the city yesterday and I ran into a girl I knew. That was weird. All right, guys, we've got to keep on walking. Does anyone know why I carry the whistle? See you, Mike. Mike's going to... Oh, no, Heather's going to bed. Scott is from Scotland. Who's Scott from Scotland? My mother was a school teacher. My sister currently is a school teacher. My father was a school psychologist. Right, and you're not a school teacher? For protection, yeah, I do actually. It's like for dogs, like to annoy dogs, or like when you're hiking to distract animals. Or if you're like in the city, like when I was in Sydney, I carried it around with me too, because even in the city, just to blow the whistle, it's distracting, right? And it can put off people. So I always carry a whistle. In Australia, we can't carry mace. I don't know where I was going, but I was going on a solo hike actually. I was going on a solo hike by myself, and it turns out there was lots of people on this hike. So there's lots of people around. But I remember someone saying to me, oh, do you carry a mace with you? Because you're going by yourself. It could be dangerous. It could be weirdos, lurking in the bushes. And I'm like, yeah, no, we can't carry mace here in Australia. It's illegal actually to have one. I used to carry a pocket knife. I sometimes carry a pocket knife, but what am I going to do, stab someone? Probably end up stabbing myself. It's more a fact that you just want to distract them and blow the whistle so that, to bring attention to other people, I guess. A bit hard when you're the only one out there, but these are the things you got to think about when you're backpacking, like hiking by yourself. It's sad, isn't it? But yeah, that's why I always carry. And that's why also my bottle of water, you noticed, my bottle of water. Okay, that's a weapon too, guys. It's also been around the bush already. It's been dropped. But I would, whack. That would hurt someone. Or the old-fashioned bang. Ever heard that one? Knee them in the balls because that distracts them, and then fingers in the eyes. I would actually like to do a self-defense course, actually. I think it'd be really important to do as a female. I might actually do it and take my younger niece. Maybe she's only 7 yet, so she's probably a little bit young. But maybe when she gets a little bit older, I might do a self-defense course with her. because I think it'd be really good to do basic, you know, like how to get out of, you know, when people put your hands behind your, you know, behind your back, and there's ways of getting out of that and stuff like that. Anyone ever done a self-defense course? Curious? I'm not saying, you know, go to do martial arts or anything like that, but just like a basic, you know, how to get out of, you know, holds. Or I've seen different things on YouTube where if someone's, you know, got you in a hold to drop down and it like drops them down kind of thing. Yeah, different things, but you know, you probably need to have better advice on those kind of things. But I think it'd be really important to do, to be honest. So if anyone, like, hey Cheryl, do you actually know, have you met Heather's Backyard before? Because if you don't, you should check her out. She's lovely, absolutely lovely. She's part of our community. She's just not very active because she's got 2 young boys and she moved to Ireland in the last year. So in the last 2 years. So she's been quite busy, you know, adjusting to living in Ireland. She also does a lot of farming in a greenhouse. So, you know, that's part of her livelihood, you know, like getting the greenhouse up and running. So she's quite a busy lady. Oh my God, we have our friend Paul D. Hey mate, how you going? And where's Wayne? Hey Wayne. Hey mate, I met one of your friends the other day. He came over, he goes, oh, Wayne sent me over. And I said, any friend of Wayne is a friend of mine. I said, g'day. And I went and checked out his channel. So Wayne's always good for that. So guys, we're talking about custom screen printing. Custom screen printing is my friend Wayne. Wayne from America. Oh, what state are you from, Wayne? Tennessee? No, not very in Tennessee. Where are you from, Wayne? I can never remember what state you're from. I'll forget. But guys, say hello to Wayne. Wayne Custom Screen Printing. So he has one of those old school custom screen prints. You know, like back in the day, like not those computer generated ones. He like does proper screen printing. So if you ever want to get a shirt printed, maybe I should get a Dora shirt printed one day. That's your man. Wayne does a lot of live streaming. So Gaza, who is Bellop, I don't know if you know custom screen printing, but Bellop is Gaza, Gary from Mississippi. I've just met him today in the chat. Don't know how he got to my live. I think he might be friends with Mike or the Source. But he was saying that I was asking him about his channel. He said, oh, a little bit like Seinfeld. Talk about nothing. Basically shoot the shit, you know, just talk shit. That's a little bit like Wayne. Wayne is just, you know, he sits on his live and he just talks to everyone and anyone. He has different people on his chat. He's invited me up a few times to join him on the live stream. And you just talk about anything and everything, right? Just friendly kind of person, right? Wayne will befriend anyone, but at the same time, he won't take your rubbish either. So be nice. We also had some weirdo in the chat before. Mike went. Oh, you know Gary. You know Gary. Oh, is that how I know Gary? Did he come over from you, Wayne? Did you invite him over? I don't know. Doesn't matter really anyway. I think we're all friends with everyone, right? Like everyone has their own little community, but I think we're all part of the same big community. Like no one owns anyone, right? Like I might be friends with Mike, but Mike's friends with Paul, Mike's friends with Heather, Mike's friends with Cheryl, Mike's friends with everyone. You know, Paul's not just my friend, he's friends with, you know, Mike, he's friends with everyone. You know, and I think I love that's what I really like about YouTube. That, you know, we can have this crazy little friendships going on that, you know, we get to know each other and, you know, we care. Like our friend Debbie Sue, everyone is so elated about, you know, Debbie Sue, you know, back in the chat. And it's not about her watching videos, and not at all, fuck no. I'm just so happy that she's okay, because, you know, having someone in your chat and, like, you know, posting videos all the time, and she's quite active in other people's lives. Oh my God, look at this car, guys. What the hell is that? What is that? Anyone at Jerko? What the hell is that? Like, bloody wowzers. You know, it's interesting, like when someone just disappears out of your chat, or you don't see them in other people's lives. You know, it's really interesting. It's weird, it's eerie not to have that person in the chat. And like my friend Bill Myers, he's quite constantly in my chat. You know, he might not be there a lot, but, you know, a couple of times a week he'll come say hello and, you know, have a chat. And, you know, they have decent conversations too. They're not just like, hey, how you going? Can you post my can you share my video, my link in the chat? See ya. You know, not one of those kind of people. You know, they're actually generally there to have a chat with you and ask you how you are and tell you, you know, what's going on with their lives. And then suddenly they're gone, and it's, you know, it's very weird. It's very interesting. I guess it's like in real life, right? In friendships, when, you know, a friend leaves a job and then you don't see them every day anymore. It's like that person's, you know, out of your space. It's very different. So yeah, Debbie Sue is on the way back to her health, which is great. That's more important than her joining any of our live streams or in the chat. But if our friend Debbie Sue is lurking in the background, because she sent me an email saying she has been lurking in the background, she just hasn't been saying hello, because she knows once she says hello in the chat, everyone's going to go, Debbie Sue! Me probably being the worst. Debbie Sue, hello, how are you? What are you doing? How was your Christmas? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm really glad that she's looking after herself. That's kind of part of mental health, right? Is looking after yourself and your health. So proud of you, Debbie Sue. If you're watching this on the replay or live, we care about you and we don't want to see you in the chat. Not for a while. Not till you're 100%. See you, Gaza. Nice to meet you. Oh, Gaza, if you're there, if you wouldn't mind just going to put a comment on one of my latest videos, that way I know who you are and I can go check out your videos. Because if you did subscribe and you're a private subscriber, I'll never know who you are, because I'll never be able to see who you are. I probably missed that because he's probably gone already. Oh well, doesn't matter. See you, Wayne. I hope you have a good live, hey? And if I finish later on, I'll go and say hello. Or if anyone wants to go over, check out Wayne's live, go check out Wayne. He's a great support of all of us. You guys don't need to support me, hey, guys. Oh, you know what you guys do. You lurk on everyone's lives. I know what you do. It's all good. I love it. I love these. I think they're called pandamises. But apparently, I'd love to do this, guys. I would love to do a bush tucker course with the Indigenous people of Australia and learn how to eat some of this like native food. Or maybe it's not native, but like just like local food. How do you get food out of this? Like I've heard that you put them in fire and something, I don't know, some kind of fruit. But like also like getting water out of, like when it's not raining, how do you get water? And there's certain plants that you can get water out of, and different berries that you can make different potions and lotions, like medicines out of plants. And like another thing, like for example, when you're out in the bush and you get bitten by mosquitoes. I mean, yeah, today's technology, we've all got like, bug spray and all the different things, clothes and different things like that. But, think about it for Indigenous people. They don't carry bug spray. They're not wearing certain clothes that just, deter, different mosquitoes and stuff like that. They're not taking malaria tablets so that they don't get malaria. You know, they're just using, I don't know, what nature has. And I'd really, really like to do that. Maybe that might be one of my goals for next year, guys. Actually, that brings me to another thing, guys. Are you starting to think about, you know, do you set New Year's resolutions? I don't normally set New Year's resolutions because the biggest one of my resolutions was always, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose weight. And I never did. So I just, until I started being a little bit more holistic with my food and like my whole approach to exercise and health in general. I mean, I'm still not, you know, I just don't think I still have it completely under control. I had this goal of trying to get to 69 kilos by January 1. I weighed myself this morning, I'm 73 kilos. So I think, I don't know, I can't remember what it was last week. Was it 72 or 73? I think I might have put out half a kilo. I mean, I'm not really that concerned, guys, but like the fact that I was was traditionally, I mean, I've had like, I don't know, about 5 or 6 Christmas lunches already. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But in a good way, right? Like, you know, it's nice to have Christmas lunch with people and share time and eat food and drink and be merry, right? But the food, the amount of food can be a lot, and the food that you're eating can be a lot. And if you're not doing the movement, which is why I'm walking right now, you know, you just put on the weight. So that's why I'm doing this Holiday 100, and that's why I'm walking while I do a live, having a chat to you guys. And yeah, but long story short, I don't start my years anymore with like, I'm going to lose weight, because it just doesn't happen. I think it's, you know, it's more to it than that. I think New Year's resolutions, I'm going to be honest, I don't believe them. I just think, have some goals, like, you know, I want to be a better person. I don't know. I'm really not sure what I think about New Year's resolutions, to be honest. But I'll tell you about something I do, guys. Just let me get in front of these guys, okay? Let's do an overtake. So there's one thing that I do, and it's not around New Year's resolutions. It's more about timing and like a brain dump, so to speak, or like a list. So hear me out, right? And I'm thinking about doing one of these for our community. Not sure if we're going to do it before the end of the year or at the start of the year. Not sure. I don't think I've got time for to do it right now. But anyway, I'll just talk it out. So I used to work with a whole group of ladies or gentlemen, and we all got made redundant. This was 13 years ago. This is the year 2013. It was a big year for me, but many things happened that year. But one of them was that I lost my job, and I thought I was like this big hotshot. I was in pretty good money, had a pretty good job. You know, I looked after staff, looked after, you know, a whole lot of people. I thought I was doing, you know, shit. But really I was just a number, and I got kicked in the ass big time. I lost my job. It wasn't my fault. The whole restructure, all the managers got taken out all in one go. And it was a big shock to me. It was the first time I was ever made redundant. Since then, I've been made redundant 3 times. Now I'm like, take it on, I don't give a shit. But to me that year, that job was holding my life together. I'd broken up with a boyfriend. I'd just moved out. It was just horrific for me. It was my real low point in my life. And I lost my job. And all the managers got together, and we had this kind of farewell party / we went away for a long weekend to the Gold Coast or Sunshine Coast. And we were all drinking, like, this was the time I was drinking a lot of alcohol, guys. I was masking my pain with a lot of alcohol. Anyway, I came up with this idea. Let me just put the phone down for a second. I came up with this idea. It's not my idea, but I don't know where I got it from. But it was to write down, you know, your hopes and dreams for the year ahead or in the future, not just the year ahead. So basically, we all got a piece of paper. I put my name at the top and I wrote down some things that I wanted in my life. Like I wanted to be in a better relationship. I want to find my next home because I didn't have a home anymore. I wrote down a few things on this list. And then I put it in the envelope with all my other friends' hopes and dreams, and we sealed it. And then a year later, we all got together again. We all went to Rainbow Beach for a holiday, and we opened the envelope and we read, you know, we didn't have to share it with everyone individually, but we just shared what we wanted to share. And it was really interesting to see some of the dreams that we wanted a year ago. Some of them came true. Some of them we were like, oh God, I didn't want that. I'm glad that didn't come true. And then you rewrite them. And it might not be for the year, like, I think we did it again for another year later, but we haven't opened that envelope for about 3 or 4 years now. And I'm really curious about what's on that envelope. I didn't have enough time to get together with my friends this year. One of my friends has gone to Western Australia for holiday. And anyway, so it was just a little bit hard to negotiate putting it all together. And I was just thinking, wouldn't it be nice, because like with all of us on YouTube, we're all in different locations, right? We could just do a live and do it. And I just thought what we could do is I'll do the live and I would get people, I would talk about it online, and I would actually open my envelope and I would just tell you some of my ideas, and not my ideas, but like where I've come and why I think it's powerful. It's like writing, you know, manifesting in ways. And I'm a manifester. Last year, I manifested basically going to Ibiza. I wanted to go to Tomorrowland, and I ended up in Ibiza. And I am so overjoyed that happened. I mean, it's a whole big story, but you know, I was dancing in my backyard, dancing on my bed basically to Tomorrowland, to electronic music. And I end up 3 months later in Ibiza, dancing to the same music, to the same DJs. I mean, it's amazing. And, you know, I applied for a job with Jayco to travel around Australia in a Jayco. And guess what's happening in about a week's time, guys? I'm going to be living in a Jayco. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So, like, manifesting, putting it out to the universe, it's real, it happens. I don't really know the format and how I'm going to do it. I thought, because, you know, people are private, not everyone wants to, you know, their personal things out in the, you know, world. So I was thinking that everyone knows my email is in my bio. And when I did the live, I put my email on the screen. And then basically everyone could write their hopes and dreams in an email to me. And then I would print off the emails and put it in an envelope. And then I'd put everyone's name on the envelope and their channels and their emails. And then in a year's time, we'll do another live. And I would re-email the email to you. And on the live, you can either read them out and say, hey, that happened, or my God, that didn't happen, or that happened with, you know, 10 times better. And I just think it might be a really positive thing to do as a community. And I thought that might be a nicer way to kind of put a New Year's resolution out. It's not really about New Year's, it's more about just hopes and dreams for the year ahead. What does anyone think about that? There. Yeah, like a time capsule. Exactly. What do you think, Cheryl? It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I'm not expecting it to be as popular as Wig Venture. And to be honest, it could just be me. And that's okay. Because, and would I tell all my deep, dark, personal things out there? No, probably not. But I'd tell a few of them. And then, you know, it's like putting it out to the universe, encapsulating it, because I'm like putting it online. It's alive. It's going to be, it's staying there, right? But that's my things. Might not be everyone's personal things. know, just could be interesting. I just thought I really, really like doing it. Guys, I'll show you something. This is another way to do my steps, guys. Check out this. Anyone seen these machines before? This one here is really good for your stomach and your thigh area. So basically, just get on. And it's still counting your steps, guys. So while I'm on this, I'm in the shade and I get to see the world walking past me. I love it. So this is another way when I do, you know, the 10,000 step challenges and all these kind of things, that I get this done. You know, sometimes it's just nice to, I'll be honest, sometimes just sit and be still while I'm doing my legs. But yeah, it's quite nice right now because I'm in the shade. Oh, this is lovely actually. I could do this for an hour. I could do my whole steps. Hey, maybe we could get a bit of a head start on tomorrow's or this afternoon's kilometres, maybe. Okay, so Cheryl. Okay. Just trying to organise the time is the problem, right, Cheryl? That is the issue. Like my time zone, your time zones. And you know, it's not going to suit everyone, this is the thing. But the thing is, right, if I do this live, it's not just for people to watch on a live. They can do it on replay and then they can send me an email and I would collate it. So maybe this year might be just me talking about it at home. Maybe a few people would jump on and tell them about it. They might be interested, maybe they're not. But maybe they'll just listen to me talking about my hopes and dreams. And then, you know, through the week or the next coming weeks, people will just send me emails and I will just, you know, put them in the time. I think it might be really cool about your channels, like, right, like putting out there, like Susan was talking to me yesterday actually, about she's had exactly 1,200 subscribers in 1 year. She said that a year ago she was on like 200 subscribers and now she's on 1,200 subscribers. So she's got 1,000 subscribers in a year and now she's working on watch hours. So it could be just like that. It could be just like hopes and dreams for your YouTube. That could be the title, to be honest. Because like for me personally, I did a video in February in January actually. And I did all my stats, like I did a Zoom Zoom recording where I was kind of doing like going over my channel and seeing how many subscribers I had. I had 200 subscribers. And you know, my watch hours and like what's been my most successful video, what hasn't been, what's worked, what's not. And then I said, it'd be good to do it in a year's time and just see what the difference is. So it's kind of like that in ways. So I'll definitely be doing another of those videos in January and using the stats that I got from that video and seeing where I am with the stats this one. Cooking supper. You're having a burrito, aren't you? Pork. What's in your burrito? What's in your burrito, Mike? Is it pulled pork? Spicy pulled pork. What spice did you put on it? What sauce did you put on it? So Mike's into spicy stuff like me. So yeah, I'd like to know what spicy sauce you put on it, on your burrito. Oh, shivers. So Mike, you like the idea of the time capsule? Kind of talking about your YouTube channel for hopes and dreams for the year ahead? Or in life in general? Do you reckon I could do them together or will they be separate kind of topics? We're just brainstorming here, guys. So I'm going to go home after this and I have to fix up my chickens. So the chickens have been banished now to a smaller section in the backyard. Normally there's quite a, we haven't got a huge backyard, but it's got a pretty big area that they can run around. But because we're about to lift the house and there's going to be people, you know, machinery all through the backyard. We want to make sure that chickens don't get ran over, right, and they can't run away. So we're trying to make it safe. And we have to pull down a fence that I have a choco vine growing all the way through. And you know how I love my chocos, guys. So Diego's like, you need to get rid of that choco vine. He goes, and I know if I did it, I'd get in trouble. So he goes, it's your job to do that. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right. Then I'm going to do a couple of hours of work. And then I'll be on this afternoon. Hey, Paul, what do you reckon we do this afternoon? I'm not saying that you were going to be there, but I was talking yesterday afternoon on my live that I'm going to go to different locations around Brisbane and do different walks on a live. So I'm just kind of thinking where I'd go. So yesterday I did Kangaroo Point Stairs and did a bit of a circuit to watch sunset. It was lovely. The day before that I did a walk on Hamilton Boardwalk. Today, what could I do today? Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be at the Sunshine Coast. So that'll be something different for everyone. If you're around, I'm going to do a couple of lives from the Sunshine Coast. My mum's got to go to a doctor's appointment at the Sunshine Coast, so I'm going to take her. And while I'm up there, I'll do my walking up there. In the morning, I'll still do my morning walk. Probably won't go late like I'm doing today. I'll get out earlier in the morning and get going. It's more of a holiday walk today, just chilled, because I'm not in a real time stamp to get home in a particular time. Well, the beach is definitely getting more busier. So just got to flip the camera around. There's a couple of kids around. What's Paul having? Oh, snacking on radishes picked from the garden. Oh my God, fresh radishes. What flavour? What ones are they? Have you tried, Paul? Have you tried the watermelon radishes? I haven't, but I would like to. What type of radishes are they? You know what's really nice, Paul? Radishes with a bit of cheese. Oh my God, radishes and cheese are so tasty. And I love them on a bit of a Vita wheat too. Sliced radishes, cheese on a Vita wheat. Yum. But yeah, just radishes by itself. I do slices of radishes with a bit of cheese. Yum, yum. Love radishes. Fresh ones too, even better. Beautiful dog. Just ate 5 of them, nice. Mount Cootha. Yes, we could do Mount Cootha. So, we could park down the bottom and there's a couple of different ways of going up Mount Cootha, up to the lookout, right? Is that what you're thinking about? Yes, that could be an option. And I was talking yesterday about the option of going up to walking around and then going up to the casino, to the lookout, and watching the sunset from the lookout at the casino. But I don't know. Yeah, that's another option. Okay. I could go over to South Bank. Justin said he wouldn't mind meeting me over at South Bank and doing a walk over there. There's the other option also, that I can get on the ferry and go up the river and then walk back. So I don't have to do the round loop. I can just go one way. So that could be part of it. I could, on the ferry, I could do the live from the ferry going up the river and then walk back. That'd be quite nice. Love the ferry. That's feeling like I'm feeling really drawn to that one, but I don't know which direction I would go. Where could I go and which park? Might pull out a map this afternoon and have a little look. Oh, this guy here coming up, I'm going to have a little chat with him. He's a Scottish guy. He lives in a van. I'm not going to show him, but I'll be sidetracked for a second, guys. I just want to say Merry Christmas to him. Hello. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
How are you?
Yeah.
You don't recognise me, do you?
No.
I used to work or help at the homeless shelter, and I used to do the cups of tea and coffee.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right,
Is it Kevin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you going?
Yeah, well, I spent 6 months overseas.
I thought that. Yeah, I haven't seen you for a while.
This time I didn't get back till November.
Okay, you went back to
Put a
Scotland?
pacer in and all
Oh, you
that.
went and got a pacer in. Okay.
Yeah, so-
You went to Scotland?
Huh?
You went to Scotland?
No, about 20 miles from Leeds.
Oh, from Leeds. That's
Yorkshire.
right. Yorkshire. That's right.
And how
Yeah.
are you keeping?
I'm good.
Are you still helping out?
No, I've not been helping out.
No,
Yeah. No. I just I have another job, and it was a little bit
Yeah.
hard to kind of coordinate it.
So they're in that new place
They're in
now.
the new place. Are you going there much
No,
anymore?
No, they come overnight opposite Cop Shop.
There
know.
you go. It makes it easy for you, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't bother with them in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
It's,
Yeah.
a lot of them could help themselves a lot more,
I know.
but they don't.
I know. So don't be around that bad energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like this place of like in UK, in Leeds, there'd be 150 hostels for them.
Yeah.
And I mean, like if you've got problems with drugs or alcohol, there's places you can go.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
I see on here it's $200 cheapest to get if you want out with drugs or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I know, it's hard.
And a lot of that's free, and I mean, like, my mate's, him that's near me up there, like, he's worth about 6 million.
Yeah.
He sleeps in his car, but I mean...
Is that the guy with the dogs? He's got a couple of dogs?
No, that's Darcy. I saw him yesterday.
Oh, Darcy, yeah.
Yeah.
He's going well?
But, yeah, he's struggling a bit, but he won't
Okay.
stop smoking.
Yeah, well, he's not helping himself, is he? Yeah.
But,
And you've been well? I mean, you got a
yeah,
pacemaker
apart
put in,
from
but
that,
you've been well?
Yeah,
You look well.
yeah.
And every time I walk
past.
past, you're always having a chat to someone.
Yeah.
You're always
Right.
friendly and happy.
Yeah.
There's something in that, isn't there?
You've got to be.
You have to be, aren't
And
you?
just get on with life, like,
Yeah.
don't you?
Was it good to see your family when you went
Yeah.
back?
Oh yeah, I have 2 lads here and a daughter that wouldn't come back here.
Okay.
She came with me when she was 11.
Okay,
If
and
you
she went
want
back.
Australians, that's where to go.
Yeah,
Mostly in Europe,
yeah,
Holland and places like that. 2 towns of them in Canada.
yeah.
It's just too expensive here.
It is very
I
expensive
mean,
here.
If you want to rent, it's scandalous.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's
right.
highway
Good
robbery.
talking to you, look.
Have a good New Year, okay? Bye. You too. So guys, that was, I don't know if you heard much of that conversation, I wouldn't show you him. But he's a really lovely guy. He's from just north of Leeds, an English guy. He spends 6 months of the year in England and then he's 6 months of the year here. But he's literally homeless. He sleeps in his car. He's got a van. He's got a bed set up in the back of the van. But he's such a friendly guy. He's so lovely. Every time I walk past, he's always talking to people. He's just having a chat. And he just made a really good point. He said, so the reason why I know him, how I know him, he doesn't really recognise me because I used to volunteer at one of the homeless shelters. They run a van that goes around and gives hot food to people, or not hot food, but like, sandwiches or makes them a cup of tea, cup of coffee. So I used to work in the van making the cups of tea and coffee. So people didn't really see me very much, but I just used to see him a lot. And I just used to think he's such a nice soul and like, what's his story? And he was always so friendly. and I always see him at the beach, and I hadn't seen him for a long time actually, but he said he'd been away because he'd been back to UK. But he said, he goes, he asked me if I was still involved, and I said, no, I'm not. And he goes, oh, I don't really go see them anymore either. He goes, it's too much trouble. He goes, unfortunately, a lot of the homeless people, you know, they're not helping themselves. He goes, I mean, he's generalising, right? I get it. He's generalising. But he said, you know, there's a lot of people that go to the place to get their food, and they cause a lot of trouble there. They start fights, and, you know, it's just, yeah. He goes, I just don't want to stay. He goes, I'd rather stay away from it. He goes, the homeless van he parks in front of the police station. So that's where he sleeps at night time, because it's much safer in front of the police station. So there's a few vans that sleep in front of the police station. But the homeless van, it's called, what's it called? Oh my God, the Breakfast Club, that's what it's called. The Breakfast Club van stops there, I think 3 times a week, and gives them, like, you know, there's socks, or there's like first aid kits. They sometimes give out swags or tents. So, you know, if you are sleeping rough, they'll give you a tent or a sleeping bag, or blankets, or a care box. Like, you know, if you're a female, there'll be like, you know, female underwear, feminine products, you know, some really, really cool things. And I've got to say, I really should put my finger out and try to volunteer back there, but I'm also mindful that I can't do everything, right? But it's interesting, a lot of these organisations, you know, they've got great hearts and they've got great ideas, but sometimes the people that work with there, they actually ruin the vibe. I used to volunteer like once every 2 weeks, and I took a couple of weeks off because I went on holidays, and they really, really chastised me because I took some time off. And I thought, what the fuck? I'm allowed to have holidays. I don't get paid for this shit. Like, you know, I just do it out of the kindness of heart. Why are you giving me a hard time because I'm having time off? And it just didn't sit pretty with me. So when I said I'm back from holidays, they didn't put me back on the roster. Like, they didn't give my normal shift back to me. I thought, oh, well, whatever. So I didn't look at the roster much anymore, because I thought, well, I'm not on it, so why am I looking at it? Anyway, they ring me up one afternoon and go, where are you? I said, what do you mean, where am I? They said, you're supposed to be here. I said, what do you mean I'm supposed to be here? I said, I haven't been on the roster for weeks. She goes, yes, you're on this roster. I said, oh, sorry. You know, I thought I wasn't on the roster, that's why I haven't been checking. Oh, you should be checking the roster. And she just really chastised me. And I thought, that's a bit rude, I'm sorry. But like, you chastised me about having time off from a volunteer job. Then you didn't put me, I said I'm back, you didn't put me back on the roster for like a month. And then I didn't bother looking at the roster. And, you know, then you're chastising me because I didn't even turn up. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to turn up. I've got things, I'm doing something. So that was the end for me. And I'm a little bit pissed off about it, but at the same time, I'm not the only one that's had the same experience. It happens quite a bit with a lot of these organisations. You know, they have good intentions, but sometimes the people that run them are not very good with their skills of like managing. And you know, you don't give volunteers a hard time, right? Like, they do it off their heart. You know, they do it from their own will. I used to manage a employment office, and I used to have volunteers work for me. And oh my God, I treated them like gold. I'd take them out for lunch. They had time off, I'd be like, go for it, you know? I would never give them a hard time. You know, someone that volunteers their time and effort, it's precious, right? Shouldn't be, you know, chastised. Anyway, yeah, lovely to see him. It's really nice to see him again. I'm glad he's well. Zaylin Channel. Hello, I remember you for a while ago, Zaylin. How are you? So guys, I am back nearly to my car. I finished off with some push-ups and then I'm out of here. Morning. Ooh, yeah, I like that idea, Cheryl. I'm just going to screenshot that because, let's face it, a lot of my hopes and dreams about health and wellness, that's for sure, growth around YouTube. But yeah, more personal stuff too, like not everything's around YouTube. But I think it could be good to kind of set some goals for YouTube, I think. So Zaylin, I'm actually about to finish up my live, guys. We are at Redcliffe Beach, and it's now looking very, very busy down there. Well, it's not hugely busy, but that's a busy place for Little Redcliffe. That's Sutton's Beach, guys. I walked for you. Let me just tell you how many Ks I've done, guys. I'll be back in a second, okay? I'll zip out of here and I'll be back. Let me know if you can hear me, guys. I'm back. I've done 6.1 kilometres. It'll probably get up to about 6.2 by the time I get back to the car. Hey, Maddie, how you going? Maddie, I'm just about to finish up, actually. I've walked 6.1 kilometres, which is probably about 3 miles. About 3 miles. So I'll be back out this afternoon. I don't know where I'll be, but I'll be somewhere new. I won't be walking in Redcliffe. I'll be walking somewhere around Brisbane. Catch me on a live. I'm not sure what time. That's all part of the adventure, right? Who knows what time it's going to be? Who knows where it's going to be? Who knows who will be in the chat? Who knows if I'll be just talking to myself, which I'm pretty good at doing. But yeah, stay tuned about the Hopes and Dreams project. I can walk without a boot. That is great, Maddie. I love that you've been able to walk without a boot. Soon you'll be able to walk, and play with your friends. Actually, guys, I am not going to do some push-ups. I just remembered that I actually have to go home and move a lot of stuff around the house, up and down the stairs. I'll be lifting stuff, so I don't want to fatigue my arms right this minute. I'm already going to fatigue my legs. Actually, my legs are feeling good. Legs feel good, guys. Legs feel good. And I think it's because I'm not doing the whole lot in one go. I think if you do 12 Ks all in one go, I mean, anyone, it's not easy, right? And I don't do it regularly. But if you do 12 Ks every day for 9 days, anyone's going to have sore knees. So it's just not my precious knee. Whew, give me a second. Frig, it's hot in here. Oh, shit. Oh, what's wrong with my car? Why aren't you starting? That's not good, guys. Why is my car not starting? Let me in the car. I didn't press the button hard enough. That was weird. Okay, I need to get the aircon going, guys. This is I'm so precious at the moment. 28 degrees. Wowzers. Okay. We thought it's 10:26 p.m. No, it's 10:26 a.m. Tuesday morning. I'm going to go home for a couple of hours to do a bit of work around the house, help out, go fix the chicken pen, fix my choco vine, move some things up some stairs, downstairs. So I'll stay in my sweaty clothes that I've just walked in, and then I'm going to do work for a couple of hours, and then I'm going to go somewhere around Brisbane, and we're going to go for another. Hey guys, so thank you for joining me this afternoon, or this morning, this afternoon in your time, morning my time, or not early in the morning in the UK. Appreciate you. We are nearly done our Holiday 100. Thank you for being there and supporting me. See you guys. See you, Maddie. That's great news on the leg. Maddie, great news. Great news. See ya.